Hey, this is Officer Arietta returning your phone call.
Hi, my name's Jason Cotter, and Devin, I think she plans on calling you if it's not able to be resolved from here, which I'm hoping it would be. Now, we have a complaint with the Clintonville Police Department being investigated by Shano.
Okay.
Now, after it was for sexual assault. We were on the road, and I don't know if you know anything about that or not, but the thing is, my girlfriend's landlord, she's a landlord at Pinecrest, apartments. She served her with a notice, and now this notice is absolutely a violation of her tenancy, like her rights as a tenant. She has a right to exclusive possession of her property, which means that she's able to say who is trespassing and who isn't on her own property, which she's renting at the Valley Crest Apartments. There are provisions in Act 176 of the new tenant bills that if there is criminal behavior and they're able to say what day and what time, and then to say that I committed this criminal behavior, that if they can prove that, then they could then evict her. But that has no bearing on whether or not she is able to invite her friends to her apartment. And so I said that to say this, that it's been about 2 weeks now where I have been off of my girlfriend while I've been looking this up and waiting for an attorney to call me back. And now this thing that she gave to the police department, she said she gave a carbon copy and she gave one to me. And it says that I'd be arrested for trespassing due to multiple police contacts on the property anyway, it is, even if the police contacts were for me, she would go about that by evicting Devin, not by serving me a trespassing notice, because as long as Devin is legally on that property, then she can invite me into her home. And so I'm calling you because I plan on going to my girlfriend's today after reading this and after hearing that back, and I want to make sure I'm not going to be arrested or harassed by the police in any way. And so instead of just going there and trying to start trouble, I'm definitely not trying to start an issue. I'm trying to prevent one. So I'm asking, when I go there, if nobody is able to say for sure right now, if somebody was able to look into that, it would be good, because right now I'm reporting on behalf of Devin that her landlord is being criminal in stepping on her civil rights and mine also. Like, we have a right to be happy, and she's legally leasing that apartment, and we haven't committed any crimes. Like, the landlord doesn't like the fact that some stuff has been on film, and it's been on YouTube, and it has involved the police. But what it has not involved is any of our criminal activity, because we have not been charged with we haven't even received a citation. Everything we've done has been legal. So being served that notice, she's stepping on my right to pursue happiness, and she's stepping on Devin's right, and she would also be limiting Devin's access to exclusive possession of the property that she's renting. And so, according to Act 176, and it was in March of 2016, it was passed by the governor. I am not. Is it a Wisconsin Act that was passed, I'm assuming? I'm not real sure. Act 176. I believe it's like 943.14. It goes into. Yeah, that sounds like a Wisconsin Act. Yeah, usually they're listed like that. Yeah, it's definitely. What I would recommend for you, sir, is to. I guess Devin's the one that is leasing the apartment over there. Yeah. I would have her get a hold of her landlord's office and have a conversation with them. She won't. Her landlord ducks her. So that's why I'm leaving it up to the police. Like, I have, and they're all on YouTube too. I record everything. So she's recorded where she says, I've seen your videos on YouTube, and then she cites that for a reason for kicking me out. I don't have any police contacts on the property. I have zero. And I'm not a professional with landlord, tenant, or property. Right. But in the light. So I can't give you legal advice. No. I would just say that
it would be a good idea for you guys to resolve.
I agree.
Attempt to resolve with the landlord.
That would be a great idea, and maybe you could encourage the landlord. Because I'm asking you this because I'm saying when I go to her home, because now I'm definitely not a trespasser. If I go there, please let.
And that's one of the things is
her landlord won't talk to her though. That's why I'm calling the police.
Well, here's the deal. If let's say I'm taking the call as an officer and Valley Crest calls and says you're trespassing, I have questions that I ask.
Right, and that's Act 176 too. It says that you have to have a written policy regarding investigations into trespassers. So, I'm also calling you.
Hold on, let me talk real quick.
Sure.
Let me just, because I wasn't done.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get out what my thought that I have in my head is right now, and I don't want to lose it. So if they call us, we're going to ask if you're loitering or if you're causing a disturbance.
Okay.
Typically, I can't speak for everybody, but typically, if there's a trespassing, it typically stems from something like I said, a disturbance or loitering, where you don't belong there, you're causing a disturbance, you're bothering other tenants. If you're there, you go in, and you guys are minding your own business, I'm not going to arrest you. I'll have a conversation with our other officers, and if we come up with something different, or if they're a private property and they're able to do that, but since it is a private property that leases to private individuals, this is where we get into the legal stuff where I can't really give you advice, but I would advise Devin to look at her lease and make sure that there isn't a provision in there that she signed that would allow the property to tell you that you can't be there.
And it does, but no landlord may make an act that preempts Act 176. So
okay, and again, this is where we get into that legal territory. So
no,
I would just make sure.
I know you don't know I mean, this thing took me about 3 days of looking at this crap to figure this out. So I'm happy with you saying that you would ask if anything else was happening, because I could promise you that I will not be there causing trouble. I won't be out there trying to make myself visible, and I know how to make people mad and put a camera in their face, and that's definitely not what I'm about. But she said that she would call the police and have me arrested, and I just wanted some reassurance from the police that even if she does so, that doesn't necessarily mean, I mean, anybody could say, hey, I'm going to call the police and have you arrested. That doesn't mean that they have grounds to have you arrested. You know.
Yeah, you got to have standing and ground to do so.
All right. Well, thank you very much. You answered a lot of questions. Thank you.
Yeah, try to have her finish up, or try to make contact and get a resolution with the landlord. Even if you call the corporate office and speak with them. Okay. Because they may have a
papers. I've even said that, look, I plan on suing you if you don't fix this. But I wouldn't pursue I would not sue them unless if I was put in handcuffs and arrested for being on my girlfriend's
Well, and that's the thing is, then at that point, if they're calling us saying you're there, what are the grounds?
Yeah,
you've been served paperwork saying that you're not allowed on the property. But as law enforcement, can we enforce that if it's Devin who has invited you there and there's no other issue happening? I'm just looking at it from a common sense standpoint.
Right. Yeah, and I appreciate that. You have no idea how much I appreciate that. Like, that's thank you. And I know I don't have any promises from you that I would not be arrested. But I also
I can't promise anything because I don't know the situation when that's happening.
Depend on the situation, exactly. So, all right, hey, I appreciate that very much. That's all I could ask for.
Any other questions I can answer for you?
No, that'll do it. You said you would.
All right, you have a good day. Have a good New Year, man.
You too. You would talk to the other officers, though?
Yeah, I'm just going to talk with my partner and see if he has a different view on it, and then we have a sergeant on second shift